If you don't know, we got perks, which is practically spirits for Smash Bros. If you've played this game at all, or if you're curious and have not had the chance to play the alpha, I'm gonna go do a little bit of rundown. How effective are these spirits or perks? How valuable are they? What do they do? Am I gonna be hating them? Am I gonna be enjoying them? That's what we're gonna be talking about today. Going from the top, right, we're gonna be looking at offense first. So offense, defined generally as something to do damage as, or something to put a debuff on. So these are gonna be anything that will increase your damage, increase how much speed your projectile is going, and a lot of these abilities or perks are going to be focused on the way your character is meant to be played. Horizontal damage, you'll see when you're hovering over a character if it says horizontal or if it says vertical. You do have that. You do have projectile debuffs that benefit really well if you have a character that has a projectile and that you're able to activate with it and then benefit from it. The electric projectile, empowered damage, dodge instance on hit. This one is mobility, and this one is if you're hitting a character with the debuffed, etc. Right? So these are all things with the intention of doing more damage. So those are things to think about and how to play it. The most beneficial ones and usually the best ones are going to be snowball effect for tanks. You're really going to take snowball in those cases. You want to either take horizontal or vertical based on how your character is being played out. Lumpy space punch I think is really good right now in the current meta of how much we're jumping and how much action there is on your character, on most characters, when it comes to hitting people aerially. Looking at defense is probably the least played perk, mostly because a large part of it requires you on getting hit and not necessarily reducing the amount that you would want it to reduce. So it doesn't reduce a massive amount, and because of that you can look at Kryptonian skin and think, I don't really need to reduce incoming damage if I'm not getting hit. If you're playing the character properly, if you're playing accordingly, you should not be getting hit. You know, so Kryptonian skin is not a recommended perk unless you feel like you're getting punished or getting heavily hit. Superman sometimes does take this simply because he is in a situation where he gets hit. Sometimes you want to take this against characters that throw out a lot of AoE and they're hard to avoid, and you do want to take defensive, but in some cases Wonder Twin powers activate will benefit you as well and give you the same advantages that you're looking for. Some of these abilities also, the defensive perks don't work as well as the utility perks that could be viewed in a defensive manner. The utility that comes from the green perks will sometimes do everything that you want from here, but better, or in a better situation, and give you more benefit. Utility. Tasmanian trigonometry is one of the best ones when it comes to helping you DI, but it is a defensive, in a sense, utility. You only really want to take this if you're struggling to survive, you're getting knocked back a lot, and you're trying to just survive a little bit more. Tasmanian trigonometry is really good for that, but if you are not playing for that, there's absolutely no point into taking it, simply because you can only really take advantage of this perk if you're getting hit. If you're not getting hit, if you're not getting knocked back often, this is not gaining as much value. Even if it makes you survive one or two cases, if it's not happening routinely, it's not as beneficial. In a single bound is good, doesn't feel as impactful as leg day champ. It really depends as well what character you're playing with and how you're playing with it. Leg day champ feels very beneficial sometimes when you have very big stages and you're trying to catch up to them so close, but you cannot reach them. So do be aware of how you're gonna, why leg day champ has certain value in some cases. One that I did really want to mention is projectile gray health and aerial acrobat. Projectile gray health is really good on characters that are support, which is Velma and Rain Dog. They do really good with projectile gray health because you're constantly able to apply this armor onto your ally, and with that your ally is able to play as aggressively as they want while you're able to play from a distance and feel in a comfortable spot. Aerial acrobat increases your air acceleration, whether you get knocked back or whether you're jumping in to do hits. It's really good, and it's very both defensive and aggressive. You're able to move yourself more freely in the air. Arya, for example, benefits from this a lot, and that's where we're gonna move into cooldowns, which is Coffeezilla and ability refund on dodge. If you're getting pressured a lot and you're playing a CD character, you can think of Velma, you can think of Arya that benefits a lot from her side special. So ability refund on dodge and Coffeezilla are really good combos, and sometimes you can take them with an ally, but not always required, simply because it only gives you another 5%, and sometimes that 5% could be used on something else, simply like based like on last stand stand right to do even more damage and be even stronger. So those are the ones that I think are really beneficial and really meant to be talked about. Triple jump is very specific. It does get you that extra hit after hitting an enemy, but because it has that downfall that you have to hit an enemy to get that third jump, sometimes you're not able to get it. And simply getting the leg day champ gives you that benefit regardless of not having to hit an enemy. You're still going to get that 20% extra height by doing the jump into jump to catch up to an enemy. Fancy footwork, the 5% distance chance doesn't always feel as effective as you would want it to, and the Pierce of Motivations isn't also a memorable one. Thank you for watching and thank you for being here. I really appreciated everybody that watched my videos during the closed alpha for Multiverses. And if you really enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you have any questions about spirits or perks, drop a comment and I'm more than happy to reply. Thank you.